Okay. I'm live. Oh, lovely. Hello, friends. How are we doing today? I'm on this scene at the moment because I'm needing to make sure I still have everything set up correctly and I look good. Oh, and I'm dropping things. Don't mind me. Fumble, fumble. Crash, boom, bang. I'm totally ready for this today. Aren't you? Oh, yeah. Let's put that over there so we're safe. Okay. That's good. Booyah. How's everybody doing today? It's time for my live stream. Oh, yeah. Okay, I like the look of that. Oh, probably need to turn the other light on, don't we? Woo! Oh, now I look a lot better. Okay. Shaboom. All right. Howdy, neighbors. Oh, I'm doubling up the sound here on accidentally. Hello, Eccentric Homestead and Nocturnal Butterfly. Nocturnal Butterflies. Oh, yeah. Okay. In the gardens and blessings. So, yeah. Micah M. Hello, Micah. How you doing? Nice to have you all here. Welcome to the Shoutout. Welcome to my eccentric chat. Woo! I am going to turn my video on in a second once I know I am officially set up and I got everything where I want it to be. So, that's all I'm waiting for. Otherwise, I hope you guys are having a great day. I'm doing pretty good so far today. What's up with you guys? What's new with you? Let me know in the chat there what you guys have been up to. Because I would like to hear that. And now, you know, I got a thumbs up from In the Garden and Blessings, okay? And the Blessings. Yes, I have to say that correctly, don't I? In the Garden and the Blessings. Okay. Now, I realized last week that what I should have been doing when I was doing this was I should actually, I think I'm ready to go. Let's bring the video up here so we're not just talking to this blank screen. Hello, how we doing? Haha. I'm talking right to the camera, to you. How are you? Hi. Okay, so I realized last week that what I should be doing here is I should actually be putting the links of the shoutouts in the actual chat. So I'm ready to do that today. I'm going to get that, so that way, I mean, normally you would like, if you're doing just a shout-out video that's not live, you would like to just put the links down in the actual description and such, but since it's a live, I should just be doing it as we go. So, yes, I'm going to be doing that today. I'm going to just start throwing things in there once we go to those channels, and I got a little bit of stuff to talk about, some herbs today as well, so it's going to be fun. Ecocentric says, I am transplanting Osage orange seedlings. Ooh, sexy. Nice. Well, had to come in for a bit. Okay, well, good to have you here. I may have to close the outside windows there because we're getting lots of loud cars recently. So, once again, just like last week, I kind of got to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm busy, and I need to get this going and get it set up. And I thought I had everything, you know, set up nice and early, but then something again came up and it's like, okay, last minute, rush to it. This is part of the fun of life, though, isn't it? Then suddenly things come up and you're like, woo, what do I have to do? Wow. But it's been a fun week so far. I actually got cast in a new movie, so I'm looking forward to that. Got just a spec video, which means we're doing a test shoot for prospective investors coming up here. And that means I'm going to have to get scruffy, because they want me to have a beard, so I'm going to start looking really scruffy. I may end up doing like extra lives and not posting a couple of videos during the next couple of weeks. For one, just to give me a chance to catch up and get a few in the bank, but also because I don't necessarily want to look all super scraggly in one of my videos, because I don't think it, you know, that sends the same message. It's an evil a good character who's gone bad. So and he's looking all disheveled. So we don't want him to. I don't want to look disheveled though on my wonderful history and mythology videos and my top 10 videos and things like that, because then it kind of just not exactly the same message I'm sending there. I suppose I could like be really up close and be like, "Hi, yes, you don't see this at all, I'm still talking to you, right? That's okay." Kind of hard to do a video like that where you're not showing your the bottom half of your face the whole time. Otherwise, I'd have to do like a pure voiceover video, and that's not my style so much. So, praying mantis videos. Yeah, she's got a bunch of them. If you haven't seen it yet, Eccentric, you should go to her channel. She's already got a bunch of fun praying mantis videos on there. Oh, update you on the move, says in the garden and the blessings. Yes. We were just waiting for our accountant to get some information back to them, and he's hopefully has done that now. Today, because we talked to him today, and that's what he told us. We was waiting to send some information to them. And so hopefully from now, all we need to do is hear back hopefully in the next day or two to say, yes, everything's good with the financing. We know you guys have money and it'll be fine. We will accept you as our renters, and then everything goes forward from there. So the British system is a lot different from the American system, where there, a lot of places in the U.S. you can just like meet the landlord and go, "I want this place," and they're like, "Cool, I like you. Here's the keys." Whereas here it's like, no, you have to do these checks, and you have to do this, and you have to wait at least a week or two before you move into the place. And it's just like, wow. I can understand why, it makes sense, but it's also just a bit more of like, why can't I just move into the place? This one, we have to wait anyways, because the previous people who are living in there, which is actually the landlord, is moving out on in the middle of October anyways, so we'd have to wait for that before we can move in. So, hello, Geeky Gardens, good to have you in the house. Welcome. Yay, Geeky Gardens. All right, we got a good little crew now. I got 7 people. Looks like everyone has liked the video, I think. Yes? Have you liked the video? I should hope so. Please do if you haven't yet. So yes, that is where we're at with that. It's still very much in process and hopefully is going to happen. And we expect it to happen. It's just waiting for that final word, which you're always a little bit like, I just want to hear. Until that happens, you can't officially say, yes, it is done, it is happening. So, we're with the final word, then we'll be good. All right. Anything else exciting happening with the rest of my friends here in the world? Nocturnal Butterfly, everything's good. She's got the sunglasses on today, that's good. Geeky Gardens, everything good with you? Can herbs grow in fall? Yes, let's talk about that. Because, after all, that is the topic, isn't it? Haha, can herbs grow in the fall? Why, yes, they can. And let's tell you why. Let me close this first. I can get to the right things here. So, I got my own herb video ready to show you as well on some of my herbs. But with herbs, as far as timing on them, essentially you can grow them anytime. But the thing is that some do better with the heat, some do better with more light, and at the end of the day, the cool temperatures will hurt a lot of them. So you got to be ready to, unless your herbs are happy growing indoors like a lot of mine do, and you can provide them with enough light during the winter hours, then they're just not going to grow very fast. But they can still grow as long as they have enough heat and, they're not getting killed by the frost or the cold. But at the end of the day, part of what you're doing as far as the fall is concerned is getting a lot of them ready for the next year. And there are some that in particular do like actually growing over the winter. So in that list, parsley is one of them. Parsley is definitely one that can handle the cold a little bit more. And it's also just a matter of which ones do overwinter is the thing. Is like if they can handle the cold and they can overwinter, then they can start growing in the fall because it's still reasonably warm. Especially here, we've had another little bit of a warm snap. So it's in the mid 70s to low 80s on most days right now. And as long as that's happening, yeah, they definitely can keep growing. It's just they like having enough light. So if you can give them a little extra artificial light to make up for it, they will grow at a more substantial rate. But I was doing some research recently on cilantro, coriander, and mine in particular. I'll show you a video on it shortly. They like doing. They can grow at either time, but some people say that it actually grows better in the fall because cilantro is one that's very prone to bolting very quickly if you are growing it in the spring or summer, because the heat, it responds to it like a lot of herbs do, that once they feel extreme heat, they're like, oh, okay, it's time for me just to seed and flower, and then poof, get ready for next year, because at this point it's too hot for me. And so what you have to do is go, okay, you can grow them then, but just be ready for them to bolt quickly, and just either have to be cutting them back aggressively, or like now in the fall when they can still grow because they can handle the cooler temperatures. Cilantro in some ways is better suited for that because it won't bolt as fast in the cold temperatures. But cold being, of course, a relative term. I can't just say cold. I mean, if you're saying cold, you still don't generally going to, if you're going below 45 degrees with herbs, then you're just getting into that frost zone where they're just not going to grow, And that can be fine because if it's going over winter anyways, you can just be letting them mostly sit in stasis for a couple of months and they're just getting themselves ready for the next year, just like a perennial will. So you can plant them now and get them ready for that. Let me get my comments back up here to see what you guys are saying. Chives are still doing well. Nice. Most of my basil is starting to slow down. Yeah, they say basil can, but again, basil will grow year round, but only if it has the light and the heat. And it's not mine. I'll show you a picture of mine as well. It's starting to look really gnarly on a couple of them because of some of the cold snaps that we had. And let me see here. What else we got here in the comments? Geeky Garden says, rosemary stays outside year-round. Absolutely, yes. Rosemary can grow year-round, definitely. It's one of the things in my new place I'm planning on doing is growing a nice big rosemary bush outside of our front door. I want a monster rosemary. I want a monster lavender. Big plants, baby. Yeah, big herbs. I'm so looking forward to it. Let me see here. Say, my bad. I already slowed down on your basil's already slowed down in your growth. Yeah, I agreed, Micah. So... yes. Actually, let's go to that real quick since we're talking about them. Slow bolt cilantro at M.I. Gardner. Yeah, I got some of that too. I got some of the slow bolt. And that's not what I planted this time. I'll show it to you in a second here. Let me bring it up here. Let me bring it up so you guys can see this here. Where's that? I haven't loaded the video yet, so I have to prepare it. Must prepare the video so it is ready to go. Oh, that's the motion capture one. That's that, and that's that. Okay, so let's delete that. I have to prepare. This is the problem when you get rushed. You don't have these things already in their places. So I have to go into my OBS and add the video, which I'm media source. There it is. Haha. Okay. Here we go, one media source for you, so you can see my little video. And we'll talk through my herbs before we do our first shout out. Or maybe I could do that. Let's do our first shout out and then I can load this up while I'm doing the shout out. That'll save us some time, won't it? Haha. Okay, so let me bring that up for you. First, shout out. Actually, it won't let me do that because I'm on here. Oh, okay, I see. I get you. Yeah. I'm trying, now that I brought this up here, it's like, no, but you have to load it now, because you've already gone here. Okay, let me load that, and then I can get it ready. Okay, so it's ready to go. Well, let me go to this page here. Oh, that doesn't look as good. I need a See, I'm totally not set up. I don't have my little sexy drawing here, so it doesn't look nearly as good on the page for what you're looking at. I'm disorganized today. Since we're just talking about, let me bring that up. I'll bring my drawing of the day will be the rosemary. That's my drawing of the day. Here we go. Put him up in the right position so you can see him looking all cool. Shrink it down. There we go. Now it's in the right position. Now we're right. Okay. So, first shout out. Who do we want to do? Let's go to these guys. This is one of the channels that's been supporting my live streams a lot, so I'm going to go to her first. Very nice lady. And let me bring the OBS back up so I can actually switch to it. Here we go. Cha-ching! Our treasured homestead. Oh yeah. And now I've hidden my herbs. Here you go. Ping! Look at that! There he is. There's the rosemary I was talking about. But our treasured home. Our treasured home is a small channel, 348 subscribers. Really nice lady. You can tell just looking at her photos. She's got a nice smile. But let's go to one of her videos here for you. She's got an update. Oh, she's got a carrot, onion, and peppers. Okay, so she talks about her garden and other things as well. So let's bring this one up first so you can see this. I should hide myself a little further away, but I can't because I'm like going to disappear from the screen. I'm hiding my OBS screen anyway, so here you go. Let's bring her up. She looks like she's got some carrots. It's a real short one here, so let's turn this on temporarily so you can hear her.
These are the onions.
So it was about time they've been in the pot, the planter for about, oh my goodness, 3 months now. So, but this is how big they got. But hey, it's not a fail. That's a success.
This is the cutest one.
That's the cutest one. But yes, they will grow, so that is good.
And this is the biggest one.
That's the biggest one.
And these are the onions.
Those are the onions. And then we have some more peppers growing. And then some more right there. These down here, these I'm going to pull out. So these can have more stuff. We have some more tomatoes. Let's see if I can get a picture. There's a little one there. There's one here. One there. We got some here. And up here. And another baby one.
So just showing off her new stuff is what she's doing there, looks like. Nice and simple video of this one. Got a kid with her, having fun. But a lot of times she'll go into a bit more detail about things or talk about other topics in her life. But she's a nice gal. You should give her a check. Oh, I gotta hit my like button first. Like. And make sure you subscribe. Go give her a look. Our treasured home. Oh, wait, let's do that as well. Now that I've done that, I talked about doing that already. I gotta send you guys the link. Right. Of course I do. Ha ha ha. I will send that in a second once this gets done. Yeah, I'll figure this out eventually. Trust me, I will. Boom. Okay, now I got my comments back on. Perkins Life 4, good to see you, Seaglass. How you doing as well? Welcome, GLG. Welcome back to the house. How are my eccentric friends doing today? Woohoo! Lots of great people. Okay, that was her. Let's go back now so I can actually send you the link to her channel. Oh, our treasured home. Kaboom. And then I can send this to you. Copy and paste. It's just that easy. Copy and paste. Boom! There's her channel. There you go. Our treasured home. Okay. Now you guys, if you want, you can go straight to her link and find her. And yes, that will take care of the things for us. Let's go back to here. Yes, there we go. Since we're done with that, then I can reorganize and hide that channel and get the next one ready. That always helps. Okay, so as I was saying, I'm going to talk about my herbs. Let's bring up the video here. This might have some sound. Hopefully it doesn't, because, actually I think it does. I left it on there because I recorded it so fast, but, here we go. Okay, now, this is my cilantro that I was talking about before here. As you can see, it's grown out really well, considering it only got a couple stalks on it, and I only done a few seeds, but it's gone monstrous. It got so big that it started hanging over like this, and this just happened today. Last night, it was standing up straight, but it reached the tipping point last night, apparently, and it's now over the top. This is the other one I planted at the same time. This is the cinnamon basil. You can see there, I actually just cut it back, and that should grow out a couple new stems there as well, which is nice. And, yeah, at this point, I'm not expecting a ton of growth from these guys, of course, because of the fact that, you know, it's just that, it's this part of the year, you know, like we talked about already. It's, during this time of the year, you just don't expect to get, a lot of new growth because it's getting cooler. Oh, what do we got for the chat here? We got, you saying subbed up. All right. Let me bring that up again. But yeah, you can see my basils here. And the first one looking ugly. This is why I shouldn't do this on here, so I can do a pause button. Because I'm like getting stuff, and I'm like, oh, I'm still talking about the last thing. There's no way to pause it. This here is the amaryllis. You can see some stuff I need to cut out that's getting a little ugly, but there's still lots of blooms that are looking good. Couple old leaves at the bottom too I need to get rid of, but some new ones coming out all the time. This is the way of the amaryllis. It always does this, that some old ones will come out and start dying, and then I just cut them off and new ones will come in. And then, yeah, then I get to the peppermint, and it's got truckloads of growth. It's looking fantastic right now. I mean, look at all these little stems. I need to do some cuttings off this so I can replant it and put it in a new one. But yeah, he's got tons of growth. This one here, I'm going to load up a photo here shortly. This one with the big leaves was as long as my arm at one point. It was huge. I mean, seriously, I got to show you the photo of it. It was monstrous. That big. But the cinnamon basil, this is the other one. This is my older one that I've had for a couple months now. And I've cut it back a few times. And it's still growing all right. And this is the one basil that's still looking fantastic. All the leaves nice and lush and green. Looking beautiful. Really loving this. But the other ones here, once we get over here, you can see, look at these yellow leaves. Lots of yellow. Ugh. Yellow leaves. And so, yeah, obviously the cold snaps have been affecting him, and maybe the lack of light's getting him as well. And it just, yeah, and then over here as well, this guy is starting to show some blotches and spots, and he's just, yeah, it's just not handling it now. So yeah, I'm going to have to do some drastic work on these two guys because they need some help now that it's turning in the weather and getting ugly out there. So, yeah, that's like we were talking about before, though. This is just not the time of year for basil. If I could protect them a little bit better from the cold snaps, if I could get them away from that, it'd be great. My sage is finally growing. See, I got a couple little tiny ones popping out there. It's going to be slow, but this one I think as well can make it over the winter. But I definitely do need to protect it if I'm going to overwinter it. Because it doesn't like the cold nearly as much as things like the parsley or the rosemary do. The thyme, you can see lots of new green stems. I cut it back very ferociously recently. And now it's looking marvelous. And yeah, I'm really happy with that. So that's just a touch of my herbs as they are right now. I mean, to make sure, I'm going to grab that photo and load that up for you. Because, yeah, it is tremendous. I'm telling you, it is tremendous. The chives are looking great, too. But, again, there's one that I did just short seeds on, and it just had this one that popped out. Now I need to use that. So that's it. Woohoo! Now we've got looking at a blank screen. Hey, nice blank screen you got there, Eric. Isn't that wonderful? That's not showing. Here we go. You don't want to come to a blank screen, do you? What's the point of that? You can hear my voice. Hi. Welcome to the blank screen ASMR. Yeah, not exactly the same, is it? I don't know if I loaded that photo on here yet. It might still be on my phone. So you'll have to skip that, and maybe next week I can show you the photo of the monster mint. and how it looks now. So let's go back to the comments and see what everybody's been saying. Hit the bell so we won't miss our videos. Absolutely, yes. That's awesome. Really grown well. Thank you, Bonsai J. Good to see you as well. Seaglass says, same here. Mine are only 2 or 3 inches tall. Cilantro does not like you, but it still grow it. So it's a matter of how you grow cilantro too. I guess where you're growing it. Like mine, like I say, I always have good success with it here in my window, in the pot. If you're doing it outside, it might be a little bit different as to how you're doing it. But I can't say specifically unless I know exactly your circumstances and how you're trying to grow it. So, from seed in July, huh? Okay, so it's not too far off now, but it's been growing for a little while, eh? Okay. Ewan Mickle Gaming and Music says, yes, they can. Yes, who can? Herbs can grow, you mean herbs? Yes, herbs can grow in the fall. Nocturnal Butterfly says, I find that they are grown from seed and in the ground they thrive on neglect as long as it rains occasionally. Yeah, especially when they're planted in the ground. They can handle adverse conditions a lot more. If you have them with just limited soil, you have to baby them a little bit more because they're not getting the benefits of the natural rain and the natural soil and all of those things that it brings to it. You have to give it a lot more love. So you have to be ready for that. Okay? Herbs such as thyme grow well no matter what the season. Yep, absolutely. Thyme's another one on the list that does grow year-round. Let me see what some of the other ones are. Things like chives we mentioned already. Lavender, of course, can grow year-round. My lavenders are 3 years old now, and they've overwintered fine every year. But yeah, a lot of those, the woody-stemmed ones, are the ones that are best. Mint, of course, is a monster. It'll grow year-round, no problem. I mentioned sage can grow year-round, but I think it is a little bit more sensitive to the cold. The marjoram, I have one of those, can make it, but they say it's a little bit hardier to zones 7 and 6. And I think, again, that you have to keep it in like a cold frame or a polytunnel in order to get it to last over the winter. So you have to be a little bit more careful with it. Oregano, same kind of thing, that you're going to have to probably do a polytunnel or something like that. But it's a trickier herb to grow. It's, again, I think kind of like rosemary. You have to have more of a loamier, sandier soil, maybe a chalkier soil, because it likes that mix. It doesn't just like the straight soil. I've noticed that mine, it tends to grow better when I have it that way, or I don't water it as much. So, yeah, you just have to be careful with those kind of things. Let's bring me back up here so I know where I'm at. Okay, there I am. Hello. Okay, so what's next? Let's go to the next channel, shall we? How about another channel? Yes, I like that idea. Kaping! And I'm going to hide this guy a little bit further back. There you go. All right. Who's ready for another shout-out? It's shout-out time! Do-do-do-do! So this is a great baking channel. This is American Baker in Germany. That she is what she says on the tin. She's an American who actually can speak German as well, because she releases her videos, if you speak German, in both English and German. She'll do the same video, one in English, one in German. It's, yeah, very cool in that sense. But she does a lot of really cool looking cakes. I can just give you a quick look here. You can see, that's where you see how she has 2 videos. One's the Noah's Ark cake for a child, and one's the Ach noch tot von einen Geburkensachen. Yeah. So, I didn't exactly say that last word correct, but I think I was pretty close on the others. So let's bring that up. Let's say, because that's a cool looking cake. She can show you how she makes that after this dorky ad. Yes, we don't need to see that right now. Kaboom! Okay. So, very cute. Look at that. So she always does a little intro first, and then says how she does one in English, one in German, and then she'll go into doing her actual cake. And she speeds them up just like this. So, yeah, it's a good way to see.
6-inch, 4-inch.
Here you go.
And filling it with Swiss meringue buttercream. I know cream cheese frosting is more traditional for red velvet cake, but I'm making it for someone who is lactose intolerant, so we're skipping the cream cheese. I start out carving it in an oval more than a circle, angling it down toward the bottom so it's a line, round out the sides,
Pretty cool, huh? She's cutting it back and everything. I like it.
I trim the top part to be more angular.
I like the music too.
Then I frost the cake with Swiss meringue buttercream, and I spent some time on it because of the irregular shape.
This is old MacDonald, isn't it? That's great. Oh, man.
Rolled out a thick strip of brown
We'll just give you the
fondant.
highlights here. So she's got some fondant she's rolling out there. And she'll layer that
I
on.
did trim it just a bit too short, which I will address later. Then I rolled out some more brown fondant and laid it over the top of the cake.
Raw. And let's take you to the decorations here.
I pressed the eyes in with a blunt tool. I rolled out some gray fondant and cut out some circles with the back of a piping tip. I pinched them a bit and stuck them on the heads with edible glue.
So we're probably not going to eat those if they got some
Then
glue
I
on them.
rolled a thick snake to be the trunks. I curled them around a bit and stuck them on the heads with edible glue.
Oh, edible glue.
I
Oh,
rolled some tiny black balls and stuck them into the eye sockets.
that's cool.
I like them. I placed them onto the deck of the ark. I did have trouble with the second elephant's trunk. The
Oh,
weight
no.
of it dragged it down and
Oh,
detached
no.
it from the head.
Breaking
I had to
trunk.
completely remove it and make a new one that was supported by the deck of the ark.
Poor
But I
trunk.
wanted to make some giraffes, so I rolled up.
All right, so I don't want it to keep going on here too long. I'll let this just keep playing. But yeah, that's American Baker in Germany. And again, I forgot to copy it first, so let me do that here. Let me copy her channel for you so you can go to her and you can engage with her channel. And I need to bring up my chat so I can paste it in there and you can do it. American Baker in Germany. And if you want the German version, she's got that there as well. There you go. There's the link for you. Check her out. Give her a like on her videos, of course, and share it around if you want. Of course, subscribe. Yes, another wonderful channel for you to check out. Woohoo! So let's go back to the comments. What have we here? Comments. All right. So had clay pots in the garden and the blessing says I have had clay pots to crack in the winter. Then the roots are exposed to the cold. Yeah. Yeah. Clay pots can do that sometimes. Miss here. My goat shed life. How you doing? Good to see you. I must have missed some comments here. Okay. Okay, my go-to life says, mine is in the ground. I'm in Texas and has been there several years. Well, in Texas, you guys are in one of the easier zones for herbs year-round. I think it's a lot easier in the warm zones there. Florida has as easy as well for a lot of herbs. I do remember living in Gainesville in North Florida, and it still did kind of get really cold, so you still had to be protective of them at certain times a year. But, and I'm sure Texas gets that way a little bit as well. I was never there in the winter, but obviously in the warmer areas, you have a much longer time frame that your herbs can stand it, which is great. Sea glass, all mine are in pots, one under grow lights, zone 9A in Vegas. All right. And yeah, indoors, not one, sorry, can't type today. That almost sounds German too. Making little mice or elephants. Yes, she was. Yep. Now she's got the little pig she's making there too. Yeah, but they're very cute. That is super cute. Love how she does her things here. And she's done like lots of really cool different cakes. If you go through her stuff, if you like watching people make cakes, it's good stuff. Yeah, I mean that is the thing as far as the herbs in the winter. It really is just adjusting because herbs are all generally temperate plants, where if you're somewhere like, California, or one of those other zones that can be really temperate year round, and be around 60, 70, maybe 80 degrees most of the year, then easily they'll grow year round for you, pretty much any herb. You may just have to adjust and give them a little bit extra light. But that is just the base standard is, once you start getting below 60 degrees, the herbs can have more trouble, or just won't grow as fast. Whereas, obviously rosemary and these other ones we already talked about today will still keep growing, and they will last over winter, but they don't grow as fast. So you just have to, that's what you just have to prepare for. I mean, if you want them to keep growing fast, then you're going to have to keep them around a heat lamp, or keep them inside where it's heat protected from when it gets cold overnight. So if you have your place warmed well and you don't open the windows like we do and let cold in, where I have 2 windows that I open up a lot of times, even at night, to keep the airflow in here. But the herbs are right there, so they're going to get cold at night. So obviously they're just not going to grow as well unless I manage to keep them around a heat lamp instead. And so yeah, it's those 3 things. It always comes down to that: reasonable heat, reasonable light, and reasonable water. Because heat essentially is the temperature. So reasonable temperature, I guess, is what I should have said in the first place. Yes, so GLG says, thank you for the suggestions. Absolutely, yes. That's what we're here for, is to give lots of love to some good channels that I know. We don't do winter down here in northeast central Florida. Yep. Being a mile from the Atlantic helps as well, definitely. Yeah, anything closer to the equator, it's a lot easier to make them last year round. I wish I had your humidity. Yeah, that's another one that makes a difference, is the humidity. Especially with like my orchids, they love the humidity. But even the herbs are the same way, where it's like if you don't have to water them as often, and that's what you adjust to in the winter as well, that once it gets colder, you just don't water them as much. So I can let a lot of these guys overwinter, but what I'll do is I go from watering them maybe once a day or once every other day to once every 3 days, maybe 4 days, because they just don't need the water nearly as much. It just won't hang around. So, yeah, that is the truth. And, okay, let's get ready for... let's go here next. Okay. I've got lots of different kinds of channels. Actually, no, I should go to... Do I have that one on here today? I mean, double check where I'm at here. Oh, no. That's not what I meant. Oh, yes, it is. Okay, yes, I do have that. Let's go to her next, because... she just happens to be around here somewhere. So my next channel. Yes, let's go to another channel, why don't we? This is my Goat Shed Life. Yay! Goat Shed Life! Woohoo! So my Goat Shed Life is hopefully still in the house here. Yes, are you on the chat? So let's add you on right now, because I remember to do it this time first. My Goat Shed Life. Here is the link. Kaboom. Right there for you. But she is what she says on the tin. She has a channel where she converted an old goat shed into a place where she lives. So, yeah. Let's find a fun video. She's... I just watched her naming the scarecrow videos. So let's go to something else here. Garden tips. So he says one thing she does garden tips. She does some tags and lots of other different things about what she's growing or what's happening with her place. Let's go and just go to this one here. 5 garden tips. Don't make these same mistakes. Apparently she's made some of these mistakes here. Okay. Looks like she's going to get right into it. Oh, look out. got plants sticking to her.
Me too. Stick around.
Okay, there's her intro.
Here at my Goat Shed Life, I live in what used to be an abandoned old goat shed.
Ta-da!
People stop by just to find out what in the world is that old woman up to now. If you haven't already, please subscribe. subscribe to my channel and hit that little bell, ding-a-ling, so you'll get notifications of my future antics.
Woohoo!
We have a lot of fun here at the Goat Shed. Got a pretty good garden haul today. Beautiful
Ooh,
bell peppers.
those are beautiful.
These are called gypsy peppers. They're
Love 'em.
sweet. Apparently we're growing these little bitty pink tomatoes. They're actually
Okay.
quite tasty. I'm going to give you 5 tips
Yes.
that I have
What are
learned
they?
over the course of this year. I
Hit
hope
us.
they help you. It's just been so hot and dry here, which is one of the problems that we have as gardeners. In Texas, there's some squash, and I've got 2 of the King Star Lemon Starburst pepper plants. There's some teeny weeny peppers right there. I got those from Eric Hale. If you don't know their channel, you should check them out.
I thought she was going to say my name for a second. Like, Eric Hale. His name is really close to mine.
Their kids always help them. It's great. Great family. And so these were just called cowpeas. They're freaking purple. I think some of them are ready. I need to harvest some of these guys.
What are the
I
tips?
left a bowl out here.
Where are the
other
tips?
day. I don't understand why they didn't just jump in it. Finally managed to talk the peas into getting into
Okay.
something all
I'm going
but
to skip to
one.
it. Here we go.
It's a good idea to have a plan. Think about what
Yes.
you're going to be using your harvest for. There's eating, canning, freezing, and drying. And all of those are possibilities, but they also take a lot of work.
Very true.
I've already harvested the corn here. I left the stalks up because that killer squash, I need to pull him off of the peas over there. Tip number 2, it's
Here
a
we go.
good idea to do some research on what a plant's growing habits are. As you've seen with the red curry squash, it has gone nuts and gone everywhere. Even though I gave it a trellis, we have Google. I could have easily gone in and done my research, and I just failed to do that. Down here,
That's very true, because I've actually made that same mistake with some of my herbs, where I'm like going, okay, I know the general plan for herbs now, and then I'll try a new one, and it's like, why isn't it working? It's like, well, because this one likes things slightly different. And yeah, I made the exact same mistake before, so very good tip so far. If you haven't seen, you could go watch the rest of this video for yourself. She needs the views, so you can't just watch it all here. I'm just giving you the highlights so you can get interested and want to see more. If you want to learn the next 3 tips, go watch it yourself. Yeah, that's right. My Goat Shed life. Go check her out. But yeah, that's the mistake I made with the oregano in particular, where it's like the first time I grew it, I got lucky and it grew. But from the last 2 times I tried it, I'm like going, why isn't it growing? Then I went back and looked at the growing tips and I'm like, oh, because it likes this kind of soil, likes this kind of conditions, and it's like, I'm not obeying that anymore, and I just got lucky and did it exactly the right time last time. So yes, you have to be careful with those kind of things. Yes, my Goat Shed life, woohoo! Alright, any new comments to check out? What's going on in the comment section? What have we here? Yes, you are welcome, my Goat Shed life, it's always great to see you. So, thank you, GLG. Yes, check out the channels. Bonsai J says, here, have to go here. Okay, take care, Bonsai J. I am there. Yes, Nocturnal Butterfly says, Geo Nature Views, good to see ya. All right. And, well, check out this channel. Very good, yes. Thank you guys so much. Some mints will take over your life. Oh, mint, yes. If you don't know the rule of mint, the rule of mint is contain, contain, contain. Okay, that's how I'm gonna phrase it for you. If it's either in its own growing bed or its own planter or its own pot, one way or another, you don't grow anything else in there, because the mint is a bully and it's gonna take over. It's gonna be like this whole area is gonna be mint. If you're having something else in there, it's gonna turn into mint, because the mint's gonna go and take that other one and go, I'm the big master of this pot. Ah! That's mint, okay? Be ready for it. So if you grow mint, but the interesting thing about mint is, and it's true for a lot of herbs, that it grows better from cuttings, okay? If you can get an already pre-grown one from the store, you're going to actually be able to grow it a lot easier and faster than if you try and do it from seed. Growing it from seed is a slow, laborious process comparatively, okay? So you just have to be ready for that. If you want to try and do it from seed, you can, but it's just harder. Okay? Mint is an insect magnet, you say, sea glass. Oh, okay. It can be for some ones. It's supposed to ward off certain insects, actually. But not all of them. There's other ones that they would like mint. So yeah, it's very true in that sense. But it's relative because it's like with mine, with the sage. It says, oh, it's supposed to like completely ward off these insects, but then there's other insects that are like, sage. So it's so you really kind of have to have a balance of different blooms or different plants. I just said blooms because she said bloom there, and I saw the word at the same time. Huh? Yes. Hello, officer. I didn't do it. Nobody told me to do it. You can't prove anything. Okay. So, where was I? I was talking about I talked about something that I just lost my complete train of thought on because of the cops outside. Anyways, yes, mint and lavender is another one that's supposed to be a bug repellent for certain things like various... what are they called? Nymphs and nits, and also, of course, mosquitoes. So yes, all of these things are supposed to be warded off by lavender, and I believe. But yeah, it's just relative to the plant. Each one is different. Each one's can attract different ones, and each. Yeah, we've been doing that in the Garden of the Blessings. We actually put some lavender in our masks, and believe me, it made for a much more mellow trip of going to the store and dealing with the masses of people out there. So, yes, put a little lavender in your mask, and you'll be happy for it. Oh, yeah. What else we got here? No goats, they're long gone. Yeah, you just live in their abandoned home. Yes. My goat shed life. It's no longer a goat home, it's her home. Yep. Nocturnal butterfly had mentioned the mosquitoes as well. In the masks with pockets, you know. Mm-hmm. Put it in your pockets too, I'm sure that'll help. I'm very good with that. We need to get to another channel. I'm like 45 minutes in, I've barely done any channels here. Let's do another one. I'm going to go, before I go to another gardening/planty channel, I'm going to go to this wonderful lady here, because this is a little bit of something I think we all need right now, which is a little self-help, as it were. But this is Nina Lavone. She does self-growth videos, happiness videos, different things along those lines to make you... live your best life, as it were, or just help you deal with, things in your life if you're having problems. Shaboom, here she is, Nina Lavone. I believe that's how you say it. But you can see here from these here, she does lots of different videos all about different mind problems that we have. So I haven't actually seen her newest one. We can go right to that, I think. But a lot of times she does like a podcast, I think, and she'll just transfer that over and she'll do that podcast version on here. And I'm not sure what this one is. It is the podcast one. Okay. So I'm going to do just a quick sample of this for you so you get an idea of what it is.
This is something that I need to constantly remind my own self about, and something I feel that we can all relate to. So I am excited to jump into the topic, but as always, I want to take a moment to thank you all so much for your incredible support, both here and on the Nina Lavone YouTube channel. I'm loving all the questions, your articles, and the details are often very different, but we all go through some pretty significant stuff. So I'm very happy that we built this community so we can share coping strategies and ways that we can continue to grow and heal and really start living the lives that make us feel inspired and happy again, because we all really deserve to. So if you're not already a subscriber, please go ahead and become one, because you definitely
Let's skip to the main information.
And most significantly, it's the whole idea of letting our thoughts, as irrational and damaging as they may be, control our entire lives. And so, yes, that sounds dramatic, but that's because it is dramatic. And my guess is that it probably sounds really familiar. And sadly, this is how I used to live my whole life. I was still functioning. I still went to work. I still fulfilled most of my obligations, but my internal world was a mess. And it eventually started leaking into my external world because when you have been imprisoned in your mind for long enough, you really start losing touch with reality. Everything just seems terrifying and overwhelming after a while. And we start to feel like a victim, or worse, we have no idea we are even engaging in this behavior, so we just continue on like this for years and years, thinking that it's normal or okay to be miserable all the time, or to be living in fear, or to be constantly waiting for the other shoe to drop. So, spoiler alert, while it is normal in the sense that this type of mind imprisonment affects just tons and tons of people, it is definitely not our natural state of being, and certainly not healthy for us in any way, shape, or form.
All right, so that gives you a little bit of idea. She does that. I'm going to go to actually one of her other videos here. I'm going to just leave this one playing because I want to show you what she does with ones that are particularly made for YouTube. That's about one of her podcasts that she shifts over. So if you just want something to listen to in the background, you can put those on. But she has other videos as well that are actual videos that she has done for here in particular. Let's bring one of those up here. I think this is one of them. The facets of the 5-factor model of personality theory. Woo, okay. In-depth psychoanalyst here. Yeah, this is definitely one of her regular videos. Okay.
So maybe somewhere along the line you have taken some form of a personality test, or maybe you are just a naturally self-aware person. Or perhaps the opposite is true. Perhaps you have not given a lot of thought about what makes up personality or how personality is even formed. Either way, I hope today's video is not only insightful, but it also piques your curiosity about your own personality assessment. So firstly, if you ever took a psychology class in high school or college, you were probably introduced to some of the major theories about personality and likely the major personality theorists. Some of the many different approaches to understanding personality include psychodynamic, attachment, psychosocial, behavioral, cognitive, social learning, and what we will be talking about today, which is trait theory. It is important to remember, however, that personality theory is just that. It is a theory, so there are still conflicting ideas about how personality is actually formed and how that process actually takes place. Most psychologists do agree, however, that there are both genetic and environmental components at play, although there is still conflict about what degree nature versus nurture really holds stronger influence. And what
All right, so it gives you a little idea of what she does. She does these nice in-depth psychological videos that will definitely help you out if you're looking at trying to figure out how to sort things out of your mind, or at least give you a different perspective to make you go, oh, hadn't thought about that, to help break your pattern and get you out of a bad place that might be holding you up, or just help you, learn how to deal with life a little bit better. So yeah, I like people like this, to go to from time to time, anytime I'm feeling bad, just because they're always good to listen to just, tweak your mind up and, get it focused on the right things again, so it's always very important. So there's a couple people like her that I love going to, but Nina Lavone, check her out if you haven't already. She's a great gal. Woo, Nina Lavone. All right. So, I need to go somewhere completely different next, don't we? Yes. This looks like a good channel to go to. I'm going to go back to another homesteading channel next, I think. Ready for the homestead. What's everybody doing? Chat's gone quiet. What's happening? Did I miss something? All right. You guys are just getting involved in the psychological chatter, aren't you? You're deeply listening to what she is saying. That's why nobody is typing anymore. They're all like, ooh, riveted. Yes, you almost go check out Nina Lavone then. Okay, so our next channel is going to be... What's my thoughts about fertilizing herbs? That's a very good question. I do. It's a matter of exactly I would just talk about it in general here first, I guess, because there's several different things when you're talking about when you're talking about fertilizing. And the first is like, okay, what kind of soil do you have? What kind of natural things are already involved in that soil? Because that's a big part of how much you're going to need to fertilize. So if you, depending on what kind of nutrient-rich soil you have, is going to affect how you need to actually fertilize them. And then also depending on the herb, because some will need a little bit more of, one thing than another. But I do fertilize I do like fertilizing my herbs to help them grow better. One of the interesting questions is when you're doing cuttings, do you use like a growth hormone on the tips, which a lot of people like to do? With my herbs, I tend to always go with liquid. Because the granular ones I think are fine for regular plants or regular flowers, but for the herbs I tend to like to just play them by ear and as they go along and see what they need. And I tend to also do a variety of things. So sometimes I'll use some fish emulsion, sometimes I'll use CalMag, sometimes I have a general herb blend that I'll use on them. So it really depends. So I always tend to use liquid. It's a good question there in the Garden of the Blessings. And Seaglass agrees, does liquid as well. Powder, yep. But yeah, I've never even I haven't actually seen a one that specifically says it's for herbs that is in a pellet or granular form anyways. It's hard to find if they are out there. Generally, you will just find liquid ones. But it's much like with my orchids or some other ones that it's like I like hitting them from several different angles to give them a chance to get different nutrients. And that's one of the reasons why it's always good to give them rainwater, because it's getting them different types of nutrients that you wouldn't normally give them. Miracle Grow for the I have used that before. That's not the one I used last. I don't have a photo or anything of it. This last one I used was actually called herb. It's called like an herb blend. Trying to remember the exact name of it because I ran out and I need to get some more. But it's an actual herb fertilizer and said that on the tin. But I have used the Miracle Growth stuff before, and I thought it was okay. But I try and just stick more to stuff that doesn't have too many different things in there, where you know what it is in there. And I always try to go for more organic ones. So I'm always a little bit leery of ones that aren't Kellogg or Dr. Earth. The one I haven't used those guys yet. I should look at them and see if they have a good herb blend I can try. Because those guys are both they have a lot of good things to them from what I've heard. No, and I'm gonna have to look it up now because I had got it off Amazon is what I had done. So now I have to actually look it up to let you know which one I actually got. So you're throwing all these names at me, and you're getting me confused. Herb fertilizer. I double clicked and it didn't go there now. Okay. Now it's not showing up. Herb. Let's try it again. Fertilizer. Herb fertilizer. Herb Focus was the one I last used, and it did pretty good. It had like a seaweed blend apparently, so it had some seaweed in there. So that's the last one I had tried. Yeah, there is a one also just like on Amazon here, a baby bio one that's specifically for herbs. They have another sea feed one I see on here. Let me bring this up for you guys so you can see it actually. And we can go through some of these here. So yeah, there's lots of different organic ones on here. We got the green garden fertilizer. These are more general ones here. This is a slow food one again, but again, that's meant more for flowers and stuff. There's one for food. But the herb ones are up here. So this is the herb focus one is the one that I had used. Just bring it up real quick and you can see what's in it. Let's see if it mentions the actual ingredients in here. Product description. Yes. So organic plant acids like humic and fulvic acid, to increase the fertility of the compost. Yeah, you don't need a ton of it. It says like 5 milliliters of it for every liter of water. So you really, that's the one thing to be careful about when you do it, is just be very careful and don't overload. It's very easy, like I said, because they only requires 5 milliliters, it's so easy to overdo it and give it too much. So you have to really be careful. Luckily, when the watering container I use actually has the milliliters listed on the side, so I can actually measure out 5 milliliters pretty easy. I also have a scale that I could use if I wanted to. What else are you saying in the Garden of Blessings? Fish emulsion is good too. Yep, I mentioned that already. It's just herb focus. There you go. That's the one. So that's the one I used last, and it has worked pretty good for me. So I might try and get it again, or like I said, I might try some of these other guys and see if they are good as well. Because yeah, this stuff is acceptable. It does work well. But they do have this other one called the Baby Bio Herb one, which I'm not sure what the main differences are. I'll have to look them up. Because on here they tend not to give a good description of what's in there. They should, and the photo doesn't show the back, so I can't actually see what's in there. Unfortunate lie. Yeah, but some options for you, some things to try out if you're looking to do some herb fertilizing. Sea glass, what do you say? Do these fish kelp ones smell bad for indoor use? They can smell bad, yes. They definitely can. The last fish emulsion one definitely smelled bad, but like I said, when it's diluted down in the water, it tends not to smell too bad, because they tend to soak it up pretty fast, and you tend not to notice a smell around. The thing I tend to notice a smell around of is when I'm protecting from bugs and I'm using, I'm buzzing the name now. Oh, come on, Eric. You're so much, you can't do this. What's the smelly stuff you use to protect them from bugs? Come on, somebody say it. I know what it is. What is it? What is the one? That's the smelly one that you protect from bugs with. Come on. Why am I buzzing this? I have some in the kitchen right now. Oh. How do you keep the insects away from plants? My gosh, why am I totally buzzing the name of this? Neem oil, thank you. There it is, neem oil. Yes, to keep them away, use the neem oil. So yeah, the neem oil is stanky stuff, and if you guys have used that before, neem oil can be very stanky. So much more so than the fish emulsion, because generally that smell tends to last a lot longer. Whereas I noticed the fish emulsion, if you smell it outright, yeah, it's stinky, but once you put it on the plants and it's diluted down, you tend not to notice it. So, yeah, neem oil. It's necessary, but whew, it can stank. Num oil. Neem oil. Let's go to another channel. Here we go. Woohoo! Southern Blessed Homestead. Southern Blessed Homestead. Kaboom! There you go. Southern Blessed Homestead. Alright, so as they say on the tin, they are a homesteading channel. Oh, they've only got their uploads here listed. Apparently they do some live stream chats as well, as one of their last videos was a live stream chat that was an hour long. I forgot about that. Oh, this is a good one here. Trying to keep the garden alive. Let's go to that. Okay. I give them the like as usual. And it will load up in a second for you guys. So, Southern Blessed Homestead. Oh, here he is. All right. Is he going to do an intro? Or yep, there they are. Let's get past the intro. Get back to what they're talking about.
With me while I'm watered. Trying to keep this garden alive. Hadn't rained in a while. I don't think we're expected to get rain until middle to late next week. So man, we've been watering this thing for about every other day, and it's a pretty good sized garden. So it takes several hours to water everything real good. So since we're getting ready to head out and go on a weekend trip, going to make sure that everything's watered really good so it'll last and hopefully it won't die too bad before we get home.
Hello, bee. Very nice. So that's what he's dealing with. He's dealing with a bit of a drought action right now. Okay. Very nice. There's some beautiful flowers he's got there. That's a nice, beautiful big bee, too. Oh, yeah, he's got a bit of...
This is our second planting crop of purple peas, and they're doing pretty good. They're already starting to bloom. So I think we're going to get some off them. Everything, they're looking really good. Just come out here and water, water, water.
He's got some monster tracks there, obviously. Uh-oh. We're having a hold up for some reason. Is that him? I think that's just his video. He's actually trying to do this slow-mo effect here. Yep. Zinnias. Yeah, I love zinnias.
It takes a while. Like I said, we got pretty good stuff.
We can see there, look at he ain't kidding, look at the size of his garden. It's monstrous there. Got lots of stuff. He's got lots of different bugs there as well. Obviously, you could look at those peas. It had some huge holes out of some of those leaves. But yeah, he's got lots of great flowers that they're growing. Lots of great vegetables and stuff that he's growing as well for eating. Well, yeah, another nice channel for you to check out in Southern Brushed Homestead. Well worth your time if you like homesteading channels. The marigolds. Yes, very good for tea as well. Lots of good health benefits to marigold. Oh, yeah. Yes. Say, have you liked my video yet? Have you? Please do if you haven't yet. I would be very much appreciative. Alright. So, let's move right along, eh? I feel like moving along. Shaboom, that's Southern Blessed Homestead. Alright. I've been talking lots of herbs in the break. You guys have any other questions for me at the moment? Y'all just mentioning the names of the flowers for me. Good, because I tend to forget these very easily. For some reason, I still do. I was just talking marigolds the other day, and I was like, the name marigold didn't pop out of my head when I saw those big orange beauties. Marigolds can keep pests away too, as well. Very true in the Garden and the Blessings. Very true. Alright. We're going to shift gears slightly and go to this wonderful couple that is in Colorado. Let me copy this channel for you so you can have it ready. Another channel coming up here. Who's it going to be? Can you just, what did you say? Can you make tea? You can make tea. Yes, you can make tea out of marigolds. Marigolds can be used in tea, yes. Boom! That's our next channel. Here we go. Let's bring them on up. Shaboom. Colorado Martini. Now, she does all kinds of different stuff about Colorado, Wyoming recently, and that all the states right around there. She does lots of cool historical videos too that I really like, because she'll go to these historical monuments like Little Bighorn here. She does things like this, things to do in Boulder, things to see in Sheridan, Wyoming, facts about Mount Rushmore, Longmont Car Cruise Museum. Hey, we haven't sent any cars yet. Let's check that out. Car Museum. So yeah, she just goes to all these cool places all around her area, and she tells you lots of cool facts about them and just shows you what they are. And once we get past the ad, we can show it to you. Yahoo! Okay, let's skip on ahead to this car museum because they got lots of cool cars here. If it'll let me. Ooh, look at that. That's a beauty. Oh, some new ones too. That guy needs a paint job.
Everybody. We're at Sonic's.
Oh man. Look at that muscle car.
Let's go down to the beach today. What do you say? Man, the waves are rolling just right. You can? Oh, come on. Oh, your mom'll never find out. I'll get you back early. Come on. You will? All right.
I can't tell if that's him doing a voiceover or if that's part of the song. Oh, that's what it is. They're just playing the song while showing all the cars off. Yeah, lots of really cool cars.
So, even though things have been canceled, everybody's showing up. A bunch of rebels with a cause. They're showing up with their cars, young, old, international. They're all here. So we're going to have this cruise no matter what.
Whoa. But yeah, a lot of her videos, she's not doing it so far in this one, but I've watched a bunch of her stuff, and she'll tend to do lots of really cool information about something like this. She'll like give you information about the event or just the place that she's at. Like when she was doing the Little Bighorn one, she gave you lots of cool facts about Little Bighorn. And that's kind of what she did. So it's a nice mix of facts along with this stuff. But she also does these fun paranormal videos sometimes where she goes to a place that's supposedly haunted and talks the facts about that place. So really cool stuff. Yeah, but this one's really cool with all the cool cars. I'm enjoying all these different style of cars here. Some new, some old. Yeah. Beautiful Corvette Stingray there. Whoa, look at that old muscle car. Holy cow. So yeah, fun stuff. But like I said, it's really fun because she just goes to lots of different places in the Midwest, mainly Colorado, and because that's where they live. That's why they're called Colorado Martini. Yeah. If you haven't checked them out yet, please do. Woohoo! Shaboom. I'm back. Hello. Did you miss me? Should probably shift myself completely off. I can't do that though because that's hiding there. Okay. That is my last channel. I've got lots more channels I can go to. If we still got lots of people here. Still got 8 people at the chat apparently. I might be one of them though because I got my phone on so I can read comments. Might just be 7 people here with me. But if you guys are here, I can still do some more channels if you feel like it. I got more channels to do. Lots of great channels. Let's go to this one. Because this wonderful lady here has been supporting my live streams a lot. She's not here today that I've seen so far, but maybe she'll show up now that we're going to say her name. And ears will start buzzing. She's like, hey, what you doing promoting my channel? Here we go. Shaboom. Here it comes. I'm going to bring up the OBS. It's Nikki from Nick's Picks. That's who we got next. Nick's Picks. Shaboom. Ooh. She's got a Remy Ratatouille Hide and Seek Magic Kingdom. So she does a mix of stuff. She does some Disney material, which of course I'm a Disney fan myself, so I enjoy that. She does some puzzle ones, and I'm a puzzle fan, so I love those a lot as well. She also does some gardening videos too, so of course I'm always interested in those. Ooh, she also did one where apparently she's going gray, where she stopped dyeing her hair. Uh-oh. Ooh, fun. So yeah, lots of cool stuff. If you're at all a Disney fan, here we go. It's a Festival of Fantasy Parade pop-up fun facts. Here, let's try that one out. Haven't seen that one yet. Boing, hit the like button. Oh, good. Lovely ads we have here today, don't they? Skip the ads, thank you. For the moment, must skip the ads. We're promoting, we're not adding. Here we go. Nick's Picks. If it... Not playing now. I accidentally hit the pause button, I guess. Oh, guess who's coming next? Parade has over 100 people on the cast! Amazing! So she's just sneaking in fun little facts while showing the parade here. So if you like Disney stuff, obviously well worth checking out. Good little channel to look at for a Disney fan. Dojo's allotment specialist. Hello, how are you doing? Good to see you. Hi host, that's me. I'm Eric. I assume you're talking about me. How's it going today, Dojo? I'm just going through some fun channels, showing off some people. Right now we are going through a video of Nick's Picks is the name of the channel. I got the link right there. If you haven't seen him before, give him a look. Right now they got the Rapunzel float, it looks like. Yeah, that's fun. I like that. Good to hear that you're in good shape. All right. 30 yards of fabric are used to make one seashell costume. Whoa. That's a lot of fabric, man. But they're really cool costumes, that's for sure. They do know how to make a good costume over there in Disney. Okay. Let's shift back on over here and get ready for another channel, shall we? Yes, very good. I'm ready for another channel. How about you? Oh, that's still going? Wow. That's a long video. One more channel before I start moseying along. We still got 9 people, though. We can keep going. If you guys still want to keep watching, I'm happy to keep going. Who wants a cat channel? There's always room for a cat channel, right? Huh? Got a Mine Jenna channel. Hello. How'd you say that? Jenna? Jenny? My Jenny channel. Hello. Good to see you. I am showing off some amazing channels today. Today we're about to go to a kitty channel. Yay, kitties! Woohoo! Okay, so let's type this in here so you're ready for it. I'm gonna have to get better at this whole thing. Here's our next channel, Jennifer Morales Feline Films. Shaboom. Oh, wait, we can't. Got to be on the other one, don't we? There you go. Jennifer Morales Feline Films. Of course, she does what they say on the tin. It's about the kitties. Woo! Let's go in and watch a kitty video. Woohoo! Oh, kitten drinks her water and is curious about her sisters. Okay. Oh, I'm assuming a cat's going to get knocked off on this one. Look at that. That looks like the accident waiting to happen. Let's go to the kitty. Let's go to the kitty. And of course, it's a cat channel, so they got cat ads. I will answer your question in a second, Angela. We're doing the promo first for one of the channels I like, which is Jennifer Morales Feline Films, showing off the good kitty. Oh, the little kitty. Who can't beat a good kitty video here, man? Angela's Garden Sense asks, my sage grows year-round, but what else is winter tolerant? Well, that's a lot of ones we were talking about earlier. A lot of the ones that handle winter really well, or especially the woody ones. Rosemary can handle going over winter. Sage can handle it. Parsley can handle it. But yeah, there's chives is another one. There's a couple other I'm buzzing at the moment. Lavender can handle it. But yeah, there's quite a few, especially the ones that can get, once they start getting bigger, get the woodier stems. They tend to be hardier ones that can go over the winter. Thyme, that's another one that I'm forgetting. Thyme can handle winters really well. But again, it's only up to a certain extent. I mean, if you're in a really cold region, once you get below freezing, it is going to be tough for any herb to make it through the winter with any effect. So you just have to be careful with them, is always the thing that we were saying earlier, is that you're going to have to protect them in some one way or another. Either if they're outside, you're going to either have to have them in some kind of polytunnel or cover them up somehow, because once it gets below that 0 degrees Celsius or 32 degrees mark, there are herbs, especially like rosemary, that can handle going below that and still live. They're not necessarily going to be growing much at that point, but they are going to live and make it through the winter at that point. But the second you start going below that, it just makes it harder and harder for them to sustain themselves. So that's the main thing you got to watch out for. So yes, kittens. Let's talk herbs and watch kittens. How can you beat that? There's nothing better. Yeah, parsley was one that surprised me a little bit too. Yeah, cats are just so cute. We're gonna get a cat when we move, so we'll be showing off some of my own kitties, I'm sure, here on my live stream soon. That's why I'm enjoying these kitty channels. Oh yeah, this is. If you haven't checked it out yet, I have the link in the chat right now, which is Jennifer Morales Feline Films. Go check her out. And Angela's Garden says that's good to know in Maryland when the sage hangs on there. Yep, exactly. Yep, good zone for sage. And yeah, probably in that zone too, you are going to be able to handle some of the other ones, but you probably do get some snaps where some of them you'll have to be more careful with. Parsley is one that you'll have to be more careful with, like cilantro. If you do try and overwinter cilantro, both of those, you're definitely going to have to be a bit more careful with, because they are going to have more trouble because they don't get as woody. That's my rule with the overwintering herbs is woody stems, they can handle being out in the conditions without much oversight. But soft stems, anything that remains with a green stem for the most part, which is the cilantro, which is the parsley, which is even certain varieties of the sage. A lot of the sage will get woody on the stem. Mint can actually get woody stems as well, and they can overwinter. But so it's like, yeah, any of these ones that get woody stems are ones that definitely can overwinter. Yep, crazy mint will always come back. Any mint will overwinter, no problem. Because even when you think they've died out, I noticed my spearmint, I was like going, oh my god, it's completely gone. No, it's back. It's back. It's fine. What we got here? Geeky Garden says, I have my own kitty channel lately. I've been catching feral kittens and still trying to get a mama cat. Oh. So we've been, Geeky, have you been keeping the kitties, or you've been getting them to give back to people or something? Now basil can get woody-ish. The larger basils can get a little bit that way. Not exactly the same kind of woodiness, I think, but they can get that way. I think this video is almost over. Yeah, we've almost watched the whole thing here. Just been leaving it on because they're cats. Of course, I'm gonna just leave it there and let you people watch it. Why not? We'll just finish it off since it's here. And she's back there licking the water, and it's still cute. Okay, that's it. That's Jennifer Morales. That's done now. Got you the whole one. Okay. Let me get back on the talk here so I can see what we're talking. Angela was saying. But yeah, basil is another one that does not like the cold as nearly as much. My basil is already turning. I showed it earlier. Let me bring one over. Chugga, 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 chugga. Oof. Live herb display! Live herb display! So here you can see, look at all these yellow leaves down here. Lots of ugly yellow leaves. I may as well just pluck these things off because they're not going to be doing anything now. I even got some that are even uglier there. Really ugly yellow leaves. I can't even really eat these when they get this because they lose their flavor when they turn yellow. I mean, you can still use them, really, if you wanted to. They just don't taste nearly as good as the green ones. But you can see even these ones are all starting to turn. So really, I have like 4 or 5 basil plants. I really should just go ahead and say at this point, try and use this guy for cuttings. You can see the stems are getting hardier, but they aren't necessarily what I would say is woody as of yet. I mean, if it gets bigger, down here it's starting to look more that way. But they are very tough stems. I mean, I couldn't break this thing very easily. I couldn't just bend it back and break it at this point. You see, I'm actually twisting it rather hard here, but it's staying there, no problem. You can keep basil over winter inside, but I was saying this earlier, when it's near a window like mine are, it's just not going to grow very well because it's still affected by the cold there. If you keep it inside in a place where you don't have the windows open and the temperature is going to stay rather temperate overnight, then they will still do okay. They just won't grow as well unless you're giving them some grow light. Yes, GLG, you got that right. You got to give them a grow light because the basil loves the light. Loves the light. And yeah, this guy, man, this was quick too. This just happened. I mean, I was looking at these guys just the other day, and they look perfectly fine, but just in the last day or two, all of a sudden, these leaves just turned. I mean, you know, and this whole stem is kind of looking ugly right now. So I should either just do some big-time cutting back on this guy or get him away from the window a little bit more because he's getting affected a little bit too much. Still smells good. Oh, yeah. Friend of mine runs a rescue. Oh, okay. That's very nice. That's great. Yes, I love basil because it's... Oh yeah, it smells so good. ASMR basil. How to sit here and do that all day. That'll be my channel now. It's ASMR basil all day, all night. This is basil smelling. I don't think my channel will sell as well. But I'll be happy because I'll just have the wonderful smell of basil in my nostrils all day long. Oh my gosh. Okay. I have it here. I have to take one now. I'm on the herbs, man. It's very true, man. I'm hooked. More herbs, man. More herbs. Okay. I got another surprise channel for you. This has absolutely nothing to do with herbs. This is actually a friend of mine who has a YouTube channel as well. She's Australian, but she actually lives over here in the UK now. And she's just a great lady. And if this topic at all excites you, then definitely give her a look because she is super awesome. Okay, here we go. My thing is there. It goes. Okay, this is me, Miss B Townsend, Vintage Tips and Tricks. Yay! And she does lots of cool videos about vintage clothing, and she also has some videos that she's been doing with my wife here. I can show you one of those if you like, but if you want to, her normal topics is she will go through different things that she's, like this one here is about seasoning a waist corset. So yeah, lots of different tips for vintage stuff. So she does vintage hair tips, skincare routines. She does a little bit of things about baking as well. But yeah, all different kinds of things dealing with vintage stuff. From lots of different eras. This one's about the 30s. There's one here about the 70s makeup. So yeah, lots of different stuff. Let's find a fun video here. She's got one about her shoe collection. Others about other different kinds of collections she has. She's actually a full vegan, so sometimes she'll do vegan tips. What's one we'll pull up here? Let's, why not? I'll pull up just the song for you, because that's my wife, and I want you to hear it. Here we go. If it'll load.
Let me tell you his hair. Volcanoes.
A long, long time ago, there lived a volcano, living all alone in the middle of the sea. But little did he know that living in the sea below, another volcano was listening to his song. Every day she heard his tune, her love grew and grew, because she thought his song was meant for her. I have a dream I hope will come true, that you'll be here with me, and I'm here with you. I wish that the earth in the sky up above will send me someone to love.
So this was actually done before social distancing, obviously, and before they started actually really producing their videos. You see the most recent ones that she has on her channel, or my wife has on her Instagram. They are a lot more produced, and they look like music videos now. They're incredible. So, but yeah, if you're at all into vintage clothing or tips that you need anything about doing cool vintage hair or makeup or anything along those lines, she's the gal to go to. She knows all about it. She is awesome. So, oh, thank you, Nocturnal Butterfly. Yep, my wife does have a beautiful voice. She's awesome. But yeah, B, she's a great gal. Really knows her stuff. Should check her out. Woo! Alright, what time am I at? 6:46. I'm getting late here. I'm going to probably do one more channel, and then I'm going to skedaddle because I need to get dinner and get some food and chill out. Before we get there, does anybody else have any herb questions I missed? Let me see here. Bring the lab for the winter. Yes. So Geeky Gardens had said bring them inside to the lab for winter. A good set of grow lights in there. Yep, that's a great way to overwinter. There's a difference between saying, okay, let's grow them in the fall and just kind of use them during the fall before the winter actually hits, or saying that you actually are going to try and overwinter a herb. There's a big difference between the two. So, oops, I went too fast. It didn't like my fade. I am having... There I am. Okay. For some reason it was giving me trouble with the fade. I'm back on now. Haha. Who's going to be my final channel? Because I got lots of other ones up here still that I hadn't gotten to yet. And I'll save for next time. Lots of great ones for next time. We want... Yeah, I think I'm going to go with this guy. Just because he's got some really cool stuff. Another unique channel here. Angela's Garden Sense. Since I have a small grow light for seedlings in the spring, do I need a larger one for basil in the winter? Not necessarily larger. It's just big enough in order to cover the area that you're using. I mean, you don't want to get them too close to the grow lights, but you just need enough coverage to cover them all. So if what you're growing fits what you have, then you don't necessarily need a bigger light. It's like if your grow light is only covering, all of these plants for effect during the spring, but then you have to cover all these plants now with this one little grow light. Yes, you're going to need more coverage to cover all of them. So because they don't. All of the plants are going to need the light in the winter compared to during. If you're just supplementing light, you don't have to use it quite as much for the other times of the year. So, in that sense, it's just relative to how much you're needing it. If you're bringing them inside and giving them nothing but the artificial light, then you just need to have enough of the lights to cover the whole area, essentially. And then just don't put the light too close, because if they start getting within 6 inches, 12 inches, depending, then they just can get burnt again just the same, or just don't, it affects them. So, there's a small one for the seedlings. That's, Okay, what's for dinner, you say, in the Garden and the Blessings? We're doing breakfast burritos today. So, basically all it is just a burrito wrap that's just got like eggs and potatoes and vegetables and stuff in there. So, yeah. All right. Here we go. Let's just go on to another channel. One more channel. I got myself right in the way for this one, so it's not going to be able to say, oh, I gotta copy the channel first, so I can send you the link. Otherwise, what the heck? You can't go to them, can you? Here we go. Breakfast is great anytime. Oh, yeah. Make sure I'm spelling this right. Now, this guy is... Whatcha? I don't know if he's a carpenter by trade or what, but he does these really cool woodworks here. And once I get my OBS back up, I can show it to you. Boom! Turnings by Turner is the channel. And it makes all kinds of different things out of these wood carvings he does. So it's like he attaches wood to different types of things. It's like, obviously the whole thing isn't wood with some, but he makes parts and pieces out of these into wood. So let's make the soap dispenser pump here. Let's bring this out. Yeah, Seaglass says you have a ton of grow lights. Yep. Some blasters indoors. Very nice. Here you go. See, that's a preview of what he's going to make. So you can see he has the other parts already set out there, and then he has his wood carving thing here that he does. And zoom. He just does his little shaving bit. He usually just puts music on during this, I think. Or, no. Loud. He's giving the full effect of it, where you actually get to hear the shaving. But you can see what he's doing there. I just love seeing that. There's something zen about that, I think. How he does that. You guys find that a little bit zen? Just, like seeing how he does that and knocks it down? Woo! He just completely took that out. That's cool. But it's just, the way that it creates the concentric circles and waving in and out, making new circles. Lots of fun. So he just, all of his videos are like this, where he shows you how he carves it out, and he just does all kinds of different really cool workings, and then he'll lacquer it up and coat it over and make it look beautiful afterwards. And time to get out in the yard. Yes, Nocturnal Butterfly, take care. I'm about to take off shortly too, so I just wanted to get Turnings by Turner a chance before I zipped away. Oh yeah. So yes, that's Turnings by Turner. Look, the metal fits now. Woohoo! And soon that will become a soap dispenser lid. Yay! So, before I go, I'll say thank you so much for hanging with me for so long. I really appreciate it. You guys have been wonderful about supporting me on these live streams. It means a lot to me. And, slowly but surely I'm moving my way up the watch hour train, which is part of my reason of doing these. So I very much thank you for all that help. And beyond that, I want to tell you what's coming up. So, if you haven't seen them already, please watch my top 10 videos about anxiety and sleep. This upcoming week, I'm going into chicory. So I'm talking chicory root. So I have a video already about cornflower benefits on one of my Tea of the Day old videos, but it also talks about cornflower benefits. And but I'm talking more specifically about chicory root benefits on this upcoming video. So that's going to be in my next video. And then the one after that is going to be talking about chicory coffee. So we're going to talk a little bit about the history of chicory coffee, how it's made, and then doing a taste test video, just like I did on my dandelion video. So if you haven't seen that yet, it's going to be much like that one, but a little bit extra history on this one because it's got some cool facts about it. So yeah, those are my upcoming videos. And of course, I'll be back again next Thursday for another live stream, probably doing some more shoutouts. I'm also, I think on my next video, I was going to start talking about Google Ads because I've been running some of those recently. And yeah, I'm really, it'd be interesting to tell you some of the facts about how that's been working for me. So, and this is just on a small scale. I mean, I haven't spent much at all. I haven't even spent £100 on this. So, thanks you guys so much. I really appreciate it. That's about all I've got for today. Thank you so much, GLG. Thank you, Seaglass. Thank you, My Goat Shed Life. And if you haven't seen them yet, of course, all the links are now in the description for you, so you can see all these wonderful channels. Otherwise, have a great day. Eccentric Nature, signing out. Once the button comes up and lets me sign out. I think I can sign out. I say end stream and nothing shows up. So it's kind of hard to end the stream. Oh, there it is. Oh, I think I hit the button too many times because I hit it and then it disappears. There it is. Okay, bye.